Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to the show. I will get us on screen in just 2 seconds. Here we go.
Hey.
Hey.
We are live on the YouTubes.
The tubes of Youb.
How are we, my friends?
Doing great. How are you doing, Raz?
I am doing well. Just
Good.
enjoyed another good episode of AEW, which, while it didn't have much actual action, gave us a lot of storyline advancement in regards to the show. Before we get into that, what's been going on in the world of Steven?
Getting rid of the Christmas tree, getting rid of the Christmas decorations in the house.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And what about you, ABJ?
Just finished up the holiday. The entire house has COVID, so I did not test positive for it, which is good, but I did feel a little messed up today. Took some medicine, slept a little bit, feeling good, but head back to work tomorrow and then off the weekend, so that's exciting.
That's good. That's good.
Good.
Hopefully you don't end up contracting COVID, so
Fingers
crossed. What did you think of tonight's show, guys?
I think it was a great show. I think it's better than last week, to be honest with you.
Yep. ABJ?
I thought it was good. Like you said, not a lot of matches, but we did get storylines. I thought it was a good go home show for a pay-per-view. We got a lot of conclusions. We got a lot of intrigue. We got the devil thing. The last couple of weeks have been a little stale, and they kind of picked it up a little bit with the swerve, and then they swerved us again. And it was a good way to end the night to say, oh, I'm excited to go watch the pay-per-view.
Oh, 100%.
And we still have another show yet. So we still have Friday Night Rampage. That's going to conclude more to the lead up of the pay-per-view. But I thought for a go home show, it was done very well.
Yeah, it was definitely
to an extent.
Got a lot of potential to push for the go home and for the pay-per-view this weekend to see how they go with that. I'm pretty sure they're going to blow it out of the park, but they've added a few extra matches to the card. There was only originally 7 matches booked anyway, so to see what they've done and how they've added these couple of extra is pretty good as well. We started tonight's show strong with the Continental Classic Gold semi-final with Mox, Swerve, and Jay White. Give us your thoughts on this match and what you think AEW could have done better on this, Stephen.
Man, I was really rooting for Jay White to win, but it's a great match, though. I'm not surprised, really. Mox won, but It's a solid match.
I'm a bit disappointed that they chose Moxley over all of the people to win it. However, understanding where they go with the Brian Danielson, Eddie Kingston match, it makes sense for that.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think, ABJ?
I think it tells a story that we've been hinting at for a while between Mox and Kingston. So that long-term storytelling comes to fruition here. But when you're in a company where the easy pick is definitely Danielson and Moxley is not bad. They're both great wrestlers. But I think the AEW roster, like their AEW fan base, was ready for that next push for maybe Jay White or Swerve Strickland. So it's not a bad thing because it is, at the end of the day, it's still Mox. It's still your ace. It's still your heavy hitter. But it was a fine way to end it. Maybe a little disappointing if you wanted someone new, but at the end of the day, you're still getting Moxley in the finals.
Yeah, I was really hoping that it was a Jay White push for this one. I was really hoping Jay White was going to be the one to take out the win. But all in all, a damn solid showing overall through all of them tonight. Like, Moxley showed why he is the ace of the company.
Yeah, the ace of the world.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see where they go at the pay-per-view and how that feeds into who the winner is going to be, because obviously you've got Wrestle Kingdom coming up early in Japan, early January in Japan. So are they going to play into that?
Yeah, I just got your message now about you. You Googled World's End.
Yeah.
The image of my podcast logo came up.
Yep. I know. How crazy is that?
That's pretty wild. My thumbnail popped up. That's nuts.
That's engagement, ABJ.
That is. That's pretty wild. I'm very thankful for that.
I thought this match was great. I love the fact that they used the arena for it as well. They didn't just stick to the ring, and that you had the classic triple thread rules with it's a no disqualification match.
Yeah, triple threat should always be no DQ because you can't keep track of it.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you had Jay White use the chair. Jay White using the chair and then getting his head rammed into it. I think Jay White should have been the winner. I would have taken Swerve as the winner. I'm a bit disappointed with them choosing Moxley. However, when we get to the later match in the show, we understand why. So
yeah.
Next segment was a Kingston Danielson video package, just recapping like the recent history between those two and how Kingston has never beaten Danielson, setting up for tonight's match. We then get Swerve Strickland backstage, who is pissed because he's lost.
He's beyond pissed.
But then Tony Schiavone reveals that, Swerve goes on a rant about Keith Lee, and then Tony Schiavone reveals that Keith Lee has actually signed a contract for this weekend at the pay-per-view, and that he wants to face Swerve. What are your thoughts, ABJ?
It was a storyline that was going on for a while there, and now they're finally, I guess, realizing that it's still there, and that's where they're going to go to and conclude it. Me personally, I think Keith Lee hasn't been really relevant in the company since he's been there, and I think Swerve just beat a world champion, just took 2 world champions to the limit in on a tournament, and then to go backwards and wrestle. I mean, Keith Lee is a double champ, but not in this company and not in this realm. So for him to go and stake his claim as one of the better guys in the company, then to go backwards and wrestle Keith Lee, who hasn't really done anything since being here, I think it's a bad. I mean, it makes sense. There's no reason that I think Swerve goes through this rivalry and wins and comes out on top, but it's a bad play in my book.
Well, from what I remember, Swerve came out on top anyway.
He did
in the actual feud. So reviving this is a bit silly in my eyes.
Watch will be a cinder block in that match.
You hope so.
Well, that's what started the whole feud in the beginning, in the first place.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, hopefully there is. Hopefully we get some extreme action out of it. I'm pretty sure we will because it's AEW. So they're not going to. Oh, Swerve on top. Careful, might send Hunter to Horny Jam. Hunter's not even in here yet, as far as I know.
Hunter quit. He's out of here.
Oh, Hunter's fired.
He's fired.
But
that was another match that's here he is.
Uh-oh.
Apparently he's shown up now.
How many times did you say his name?
3 times. He's like Beetlejuice. I like the fact that crap, he's been listening to us this whole time. We better change.
We're busted. We're busted. Well, we didn't actually mean this Hunter. We meant our other friend Hunter. who's not in the Discord. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Hunter Hershey Helmsley.
Yeah. It's a Hershey guy.
But I like the fact that they did add this match to World's End because we only had 7 matches for the card. So, do you think it was
Only
good of the Yes,
we
I
only
said
had 7 matches, so we need to add more.
Yes,
Jesus
you
Christmas.
know AEW does 4-hour pay-per-views.
I that needs to calm down.
Well, it's counting 0 hour, does it?
Oh,
Yep.
he cut himself out of his own card. Yeah, 4 or 5 matches is fine. I don't think it should go over 4 or 5 matches. They already have 7 and they want to add more. It's just you're just going to stick 90% of that in their pre-show anyway. I just don't see it. I don't see a point of it.
We've got only 2 matches for the pre-show.
And
for
who are
the
they?
0 hour, and that's that's a
Good.
20-man battle royal with the winner getting a TNT title shot, and Hook versus Wheeler Yuta for the FTW Championship.
Okay.
Yeah. They're the only 2 matches that are set for 0 hour.
Hour and a half early.
You reckon?
They did. It's confirmed.
What?
They start the 0 hour at 6:30 Eastern time.
Huh.
So 0 hour is going to be a 0 hour and a half.
Yep, pretty much.
Fucking hell.
That's a lot.
I think
So
that's
my
because
stream starts now at 5:30 and won't end until 11 o'clock at night.
I think that's because of the 20-man battle royal that they've chosen to put in there. They needed that extra time. So
It'd probably be 45 minutes of talking with RJ City and Renee.
It's a lot.
Possibly.
It's too much. It's too
Yeah.
much.
can I get you guys' opinion on Mariah May?
I'm excited to see what she does. I
Yeah.
think they're building her up and they're having fun with it. Let's see how she works in the ring and give her a storyline.
Yeah. I mean, she's got the fact that she's wrestling next week on the first episode of Dynamite. So that's our first match essentially booked for next week.
If she's interfering in Tony's match, I could see Mariah May versus Rio for that Dynamite show.
Do you think they pull the bait and switch here? They go, she costs Tony the title, and then Rio defends it and drops it to Mariah.
No,
No.
I don't think Rio is going to be your champion anytime soon. I could be wrong, but
I think if she is, she's just a transitional champion.
kind of like they've been doing to Sheeta.
Yeah, like they did with Sheeta.
Where's she been as of late, far as Cheetah goes?
They don't need someone to come in and take a title off somebody, so she goes back into. She's like Michael Bublé, which he only shows up in December.
Yeah.
Michael Bublé and Mariah Carey and Wham. They all show up.
We need someone to come and take a title off somebody. Sheeta, are you available? I'll be there in 15.
15 hours. I'll be fighting from Japan.
She lives in California, though, doesn't she?
I'm not sure.
I thought she lived in California.
I try not to learn those details of wrestlers. Like I'm going into 2024 and I'm just turning off dirt sheets. I'm turning off as much as I possibly can, and I'm just gonna focus on
enjoying
wrestling.
Fair enough. Oh, thank you, C. Henry. Thank you for coming across. It's good to see
Look at Henry.
Yep.
Every time I hear Henry, I think of Goodfellas. Henry, you can't be out all night, Henry.
We finally get to see Henry here.
Look at that.
Lame
Jumping
joke,
ship.
sorry. Lame dad joke, had to. So, yeah, Mariah May comes out, announces that she's going to wrestle on Dynamite in 2024. Rio comes out, chases her to the ring, and then Tony Storm comes and attacks Rio. Yeah,
how about that? How about real fast too that what's her name returned a couple weeks ago, and she's not even featured on this pay-per-view. Your
Thunder
former
Rosa.
champion, Thunder Rosa.
Yeah.
Thunder Rosa, yeah. She
Makes
appeared
a
on an
return
episode of,
and doesn't not going to show up on a pay-per-view.
she wrestled on an episode of Collision.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
In her hometown.
Oh, there you go.
Antonio.
What's crazy is that my name is actually Charles.
Oh, I get it. C is Charles.
Henry. Charles Henry.
Gotcha.
Take him to London with us. He'll fit right in with that name.
He can become the new king.
Yeah. I feel like we could take that country over.
We probably could. I mean, you've got James already there planting the seeds.
James is
I've
that's a different listen. If that was old school James, I would say, yeah, we'll take over with James. But James is a family man now. You know what I mean? He's a good guy. He's not trying to hurt nobody. You know?
I've invaded a couple of times now, and you're going back for the second time.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Hopefully, I didn't want to take any days off before then till then. So that might throw a monkey wrench into some things, but you know, we gotta do what you gotta do.
We'll sort it out as it comes to it. Just remember, book it closer to the don't book the time off closer to the date.
I don't have time to book. I'm taking points. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Take the points on the days, but yeah.
I work at a place where you don't get vacation time until you've worked there a full calendar year, because that's
ridiculous.
You don't get a day off unless you work a full calendar year.
You Americans and your work system is fucking stupid.
Yep.
Yeah,
they shut the factory down. They shut the factory down for holidays, and I don't get paid even though they shut the factory down because I'm not in the union and I'm not there long enough. So I for between this week, this paycheck, I'll miss 2 days because of New Year's Day, Christmas, and then last week I missed a day on my pay because of Thanksgiving. So like my checks have been so short and I've been there, I worked, but I'm not there long enough that I'm entitled to holiday pay.
With my job, because I'm a casual, if I don't work, I don't get paid.
Yeah.
But even if there is work over Christmas and New Year's, which we do have work, like I'll get, if we have a public holiday, we do have the option to work.
Well, no, they shut down the factory that you can't work. But if you're there long enough, they pay you for the days they shut down the factory. If it's your day, if it's your physical day to work, if it's your physical day to work, and they do that, then they, you just, and you're not there long enough, you just don't get paid.
See, when I was working at Costco, when I first started there, it was if the warehouse was closed, you got paid.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're casual, doesn't matter if you're part-time, doesn't matter if you're permanent.
If you're on the roster, you're getting paid.
Yeah.
Because that's what
if
they
you're
should
on the
do.
roster, you're getting paid, whether the store's open or not. And it was fantastic. Because we have so many bloody public holidays and they fell on the days I would normally work. So
yeah.
Next up we had Top Flight and Action Andretti backstage. Throwing out a challenge. Orange Cassidy doing his thing again of accepting challenges without anybody actually challenging him.
I love it.
Rocky Romero commenting on that.
That Orange Cassidy is losing it.
Do you think they're going to have Orange break away from the best friends?
No. I think it's just part of his shtick. I think that's going to be how he defends his title now. He's just going to be like, oh, we're fighting? Cool. I'll see you next week.
Fair enough.
He's the biggest work rate. He's the most work rate guy in the company right now. Him and Moxley.
Yeah. Workhorse title. He's got the workhorse title.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally like what the old Intercontinental title used to be like back in the day.
Yep, totally.
You'd put it on the wrestler who would actually work, like Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels.
Because the world champion became a spectacle.
Yeah. Gold Dust. Fun fact. Did you know that The Undertaker has only ever had one Intercontinental title shot?
Oh, yeah?
And that was against Gold Dust.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
The more you know.
Because knowledge is power.
So we get that, and that match is going to happen at Rampage. Then we get a video package with Miro and Andrade and CJ Perry. Later on, we get notification that match is actually going to take place at World's End as well. So there's another match that's been added to World's End. There's 2 matches added. We then have Don Callis in the ring with his family, celebrating with everyone. Sammy
Now,
Guevara,
is Box Day a thing in your country?
It's Canada.
Boxing Day. Yes.
Boxing Day?
In Canada,
Yes.
too.
So what is
It's
the premise of Boxing Day
So
for us non-Americans?
So Boxing Day is a celebration
Americans,
that's
sorry.
actually celebrated in most Commonwealth countries. It's a holiday that's celebrated after Christmas Day, usually the 26th of December. And it was originally designed to donate gifts to those in need. So when you've received your gift, if you didn't like your gift or you didn't need your gift, you could then box it up and provide it to someone else in need who needed help,
Gotcha.
like a homeless family or something like that.
So you take your shitty gifts and pawn your shitty gifts on to somebody else.
Essentially, yes.
So Boxing Day became like a bit like,
So anybody who bought you that
shitty
Axe
gifts.
body, anybody who bought you Axe body spray or that necktie that you don't wear and stuff like
It's the
that.
ultimate hand-me-down gift day.
Yes. Yeah. So in some other countries, it's called Offering Day. But basically, it's for those who are fortunate enough to receive gifts to pass on to those who are unfortunate.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's what it was originally designed for.
I'm putting
Now
all of
that-
my people who bought merch on my page on like a highlight, and I just posted your photo, and it looks like a fucking mugshot.
Which photo? Oh, fuck it. That's a terrible photo. Get rid of it.
It looks.
It looks
And
worse.
You're the
than
one who
a
posted
shot.
it.
I sent it to you because I was wearing it to work that day.
Yeah, but I said like, "Hey, is this good for social media?" You're like, "Yeah, brother, kill
Of
it."
course it is. He's just
At least you know serial killers wear your shirt.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It looks like a guy's like doing hard time, and he's just like looking for a date.
Use that as your Plenty of Fish profile picture.
Yeah. They were like, "I'm calling the cops."
Where the hell were we?
No idea. I'm so sorry.
He was on Andrade in Miro match at World's End.
Oh, thank you. Cool.
Thanks, Steve.
That's where we were. We were up to Sammy Guevara returning, telling basically Don Callis to go fuck himself in the most politest way possible. It was good to see Sammy back.
Yeah.
It's good to see him back.
Well, as Sammy comes back, unfortunately, ABJ has to go. It's 10:45. I do have to wake up tomorrow in the morning for work. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you, everyone who jumped over from the live stream to come over and support Raz. I'll let you guys take it away from here. I love you. And
Thank
good
you
night.
very much. Billy.
Mwah!
Have a good night, buddy.
Bang! And he's gone. And he's gone.
Yo, tell me how I almost hit end stream because instinct. Could you imagine if I left the show and ended the stream? I won't do that. I promise. Good night.
Oh God.
Oh, he's trying to destroy us. Hey DM, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Hope you've been having a good night, day, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we were up to Sammy Guevara returning. What did you think about this whole segment, Stephen?
I'm not a big fan of Don Callis' family, but I enjoy Sammy returning. I'm glad he's back.
Yep.
In the ring and all that, and especially get back with Chris Jericho.
Yep. it was obvious that Jericho was going to be the one to make the save. What we didn't know was going to happen, though, was the fact of Big Bill and Ricky Starks attacking Jericho and Sammy, and then getting the return of Sting and Darby Allin.
We don't need to return Darby. No, but what is what is.
I know a lot of people don't like Darby, but he does entertain some people, and I'll give him that. I'll give him the fact that he entertains
I'll give that
people,
much.
and that there are people that like him, unfortunately. So,
yeah.
Do I think he's crazy in the shit he does? Yes. Do I think he needs to slow down to save his life? Yes. But
wish him the best of luck climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, he gets attention, and a lot of it can be negative, but he does draw attention to the show. So,
whatever it's going to be on TV, him climbing Mount Everest, I need to check it out if it is.
I don't think it will be, but I don't know. I'm not in America, so. But they might do it for like Discovery or National Geographic or some shit like that.
Well, they're working with Discovery, so it could be there.
Yeah. But we got Sting and Darby returning, and then we go to a backstage segment with Roderick Strong and the Kingdom, talking about how they're planning to reveal MJF is the devil. They talk about Swerve, they talk about all those guys, and just relate it back to a board that says MJF is the devil.
Roderick Strong cracks me up. Renee!
Adam!
Samoa!
Oh, Roddy Strong. He's really loving this role. You can tell.
He is.
He is loving it. Next up, we go to the second match of the night, which was once again another banger. Before we do that, apparently Hunter wants to punch Roddy in the mouth.
Hunter!
Hunter wants to punch Roddy in the mouth. Don't do that, Hunter. You break your hand, and that's the last thing we need.
We don't want to punch Roddy. We don't want to punch Roddy in the mouth. It's a miracle that he can walk.
I know. It was a Christmas miracle.
Yeah.
It was a Christmas miracle from last Christmas. I'm about to be fucking murdered.
I'm just waiting for it.
I'm about to be murdered.
Probably the Discord later on.
He's gonna come. He's gonna find me, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna kill you."
He's already mad at Anastasia last night.
There's nothing exciting about Darby. Roddy's current character doesn't do it for Jake.
It's a great character for Roddy. It really is.
I get it, but I think Roddy is definitely leaning into it, and it's something that he has wanted to do for probably a while, and wouldn't have pulled it off any better than in AEW.
Mm-hmm.
If he tried it in WWE, it probably would have felt way too forced.
Well, not only that, it probably wasn't booking him right, since Vince is booking at the time.
Yeah. We get to our next match, or the second match of the night, which is Danielson versus Kingston in the Continental Classic Blue League semi-final. I got to say, some of those chops and some of those slaps were downright meaty as hell.
They were chopping the holy snot out of each other.
Yeah. Like, Kingston is a guy who can chop. And the fact that Danielson took those was insane.
Yep. Kingston's one of the hardest choppers in sport.
Yeah. I think him and
Suzuki
are probably the two hardest that I've seen. So
Gunther probably be up there too.
Gunther back in the day when he was Walter. back in the day, yes, he was mad with his chops. I mean, there's a photo of him basically caving someone's chest in.
Yeah.
But I think now he's not as intense with them. So
They've probably been told to slow it down.
yeah. I liked the story in the ring in regards to this match. I liked the fact that we had them both exchange the roles of who was weaker in the match. I loved the ending and how you thought Eddie was out and that it was going to be Danielson that was going to win, only for Eddie to come back and just dominate and take that win.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a great match. Eddie and Brian. They they chopped, like I said, they chopped the holy crap out of each other. Great match, solid. I thought Danielson was going to win that match. I really did, but Eddie pulled out.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I spoil something?
Right? Sorry, I was just posting something.
Oh.
So yeah, that the fact that Eddie won that and advanced to the World's End pay-per-view to face John Moxley is great. It's a run back to the 2020 era. It's going to be good to see Moxley, and when Mox came out and delivered that promo on Eddie, and then Eddie bouncing it back to him was just amazing.
Somebody on the Discord predicted this match right.
Yep. Who was that?
Axel.
There you go.
Versus Kingston.
Axel predicting it right. There's a first.
Yeah, he did. He predicted it.
Nah, yeah. Axel's been good at the predictions lately, so it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it is. But at that promo at the end of the match, you can really tell Kingston's going to win that match, whether they're going with that promo, with both of them.
I think it could go either way. I don't think there's a determined winner. I think we're just going to have
Kingston's having home field, though. That's his home state.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And Axel, your foot couldn't touch my ass. Good luck. Good luck, my friend. I saw you get beat down. So but I'm keen to see where they play this, who takes the win. I think that we're going to have a very strong, solid match. I think there's definitely going to be blood in that match.
Oh, yeah. If Mox doesn't play this match, there's something wrong.
Yeah. I don't think, though, that we're going to have the 20-minute time limit. I think it's definitely going to be more, like they did tonight.
I was getting ready to ask you think it's going to be a 20-minute time limit?
I don't think so. And Axel, after you deal with that midget, you think I'm next? Come on, Matt, come on. Link's right there, Axel. Just scroll up a little bit and you can join the show. Just have your microphone and your camera and you can join and we can battle this out over the YouTube.
And make sure your mic's working too.
I'll school your ass.
Reading it.
Oh shit. We'll even have Steven as the referee.
Reading it.
So our next segment was the what was supposed to be the sit-down interview with Adam Copeland and somebody's
Oh,
friend.
Your ass is grass, and I will smoke it all. I will smoke it all. And I'll invite people around just to enjoy watching me smoke it all.
he probably won't. He won't inhale either.
He's an angry elf. You're just going to try and bite my ankles, aren't you, Axel? So we were supposed to get the sit-down interview with Christian and Adam Copeland with Lexi Nair. Clearly, that did not happen because clearly Copeland decided, screw this, I'm going to destroy Christian backstage. I have a question.
Yes.
I asked it in ABJ's stream. Is anybody getting suspended for this backstage brawl?
Don't think so, but oh,
Axel, you can't handle the smoke. Proceeds to drop the worst promo in the history of the Discord.
Hey, Axel, snap, snap, snap.
Oh, looks like Kai is getting involved now, so this is going to be interesting. Jake reckons Adam Copeland is walking out of World's End as the TNT champion. What are your thoughts there, Stephen?
Well, where's Kill Switch as of late?
Working another angle.
I hate that name.
Working another angle is all I'll say.
But anyway, he has a shot at getting the title, yeah. But does he really need a title belt though?
I think if you're going to put a title contention or a title contender shot on in a battle royal, Copeland is probably your best bet for the title because you can have you could have Nick Wayne in there, you could have Kill Switch, like you could even introduce some new members. You could have someone who's going to benefit from the rub of Copeland. Not that they wouldn't benefit from a rub of Christian, but they could definitely benefit. We're definitely going to benefit from a rub of Adam Copeland and wrestling against them.
Well, future booking, if in it, because you'll get a TNT title shot.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming then Copeland could win the title. Then we'll have Copeland versus Kill Switch.
Quite possibly, and then you could either hot potato the title back to Kill Switch, or you could leave it on Copeland and then just get him defending it quite regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure on who's going to win that one. We'll get to the predictions very shortly. We'll go over World's End predictions very, very shortly. Next up was the... Oh, here we go. It's wartime. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Where are the nice ones, Raz? Yes, you should be where the nice ones.
Welcome, Hunter. Or should I call you H-Dog?
Call me anything you want, just don't call me late to dinner.
Well, you were late earlier. Late for a very important date.
You probably
I
isn't even
was,
there
yes.
yet. Anyway.
But
So
don't
before
say
we
I
go
didn't
to
warn
the
you.
next segment, Hunter, what did you think of today's show or tonight's show?
It was okay. It was actually
Yeah?
pretty good. I liked both of those Continental Classic matches.
Yep.
It kind of tapered off at the ending of the show tonight when I pretty much called what was going to happen. I called it last week.
Yep.
All in all, the show was pretty good. Not great, but not terrible.
I think we got a shock to end the show, but we'll get there very, very shortly, Hunter, and you can stick around for that. So next up was Chris Statlander versus Sky Blue. What have you got to say about this, Stephen?
I love I miss the alien gimmick. I enjoy Statlander in the ring, but I'm just not digging her new character right now.
I think this new character hasn't found its feet with the fans, and it's not as strong as it would have been if she'd returned with the alien gimmick. What do you think, Hunter?
Pretty good match overall. Obviously, it could have been better, but overall, I'm not too disappointed with how the match turned out.
But I thought she was going to break her neck, Statlander, at sunset flip on the top rope. Way Statlander landed.
That move was insane.
I thought she's going to break her neck.
Yeah, it looked painful, but if executed properly, it's probably one of the best moves in the company.
Probably Tony Khan's going to say, let's not do that move again.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
So we got interference from Julia Hart here attacking Statlander, with Willow making the save. After the match is done, we get Willow making the save because Statlander's getting attacked by Sky Blue and Julia. What do you think? Some people in our Discord have been predicting that that Willow's going to turn on Statlander. Do you think that's still going to happen?
It's going to happen at Revolution.
I think it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen that soon.
Well, Revolution
it's probably going to start. It's probably going to be a slow burn to that.
Well, Revolution's not till March, so
that'd be a perfect time to build it right there for March.
But what do you think it will be Willow that turns, or will it be Statlander?
Well, it depends on. Well, you got Stokely Hathaway doing commentator pretty much on the Statlander, so I don't know what's going on with those two.
He's trying to recruit her to ROH. He's trying to recruit Statlander over to ROH. Yeah.
Why would he want to do that?
Because he wants her in the ROH women's division. Because he thinks she hasn't been doing much in the AEW women's division.
Fair enough.
And her teaming with the best friends hasn't been good for her. So,
no, it hasn't.
Do you think we're going to get her eventually looking towards the money of and the opportunity of ROH?
Where's the money?
I mean, Tony.
Show me the money.
Tony can't stop.
I'm just messing around. But well, problem is though, it doesn't make any difference because they're not booking the RH wrestlers as it is much anyway. So either way,
I don't watch much ROH, so I only really watch their pay-per-views. Oh, shut your mouth, Axel. You want to fight? Come on, I've given you the link. Get in here.
You're gonna need it. He ain't gonna show.
He won't. He's too scared.
Chicken.
Oh. By the way, did anyone hear that?
Find my referee shirt.
I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the Christmas story. I'm gonna triple dog dare you.
Oh. Okay. Freaking okay. The gauntlet's been thrown. So
50 points from Slytherin. Anyway,
I'm trying to figure out how to use this darn voice changer, and I'm obviously not knowing how to do it properly.
Well, don't
Carry
break my
on.
speaker, buddy.
that was quite loud.
Yeah,
Sorry.
don't break my speaker. I need my speaker.
I'll get this figured out. You guys go on with the next match. I gotta figure this out.
Fair enough. So next up, we had the Ruby Soho backstage. Apparently, she's wrestling on Rampage. They brought in someone else. I can't even remember who the hell it was.
That's Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron. Okay.
That's from
Who's she?
That's from that TMZ copycat.
Oh yes, the
blonde-haired woman.
QTV chick.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay. The one that has the rap career as well. And did a music video, and it was like, what the hell am I watching? And if her tits weren't out, then I wouldn't have continued watching. But that's a whole different story. Honestly, I'm not feeling the Ruby Soho stuff.
It's dragging. It's really dragging.
I'm not feeling it. Okay. We're now up to the main event of the night, where we've got MJF and Samoa Joe taking on the Devil's Minions. First out is the Devil's Minions. One of them has a beard. Uh-oh.
I said I called it.
One of them has a beard. I did notice that. Underneath that mask, you could see that there was a bit of a beard. So one of them definitely has a beard. MJF comes out first, and then Samoa Joe is attacked backstage. He tells MJF not to go out there. MJF decides to put the titles on the line anyway and faces the two minions, which turns out to be three minions because there's one hiding under the ring. They attack MJF with a pipe, throw him back in the ring, hit the heat seeker, and MJF loses the ROH tag team titles to the Devil's Minions.
That's MJF's finisher, isn't it?
It's one of his finishes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and the Salt of the Earth are his two finishes. But the they hit the heat seeker. MJF loses the ROH tag titles. In what kind of shocked me there was that they did it that way. We then get Samoa Joe making the save, running the minions off. Then we get the Devil's face on screen with a message after it saying, "Pleasure doing business with you." And Joe channels his inner Seth Rollins and hits MJF with a chair in the back.
I didn't expect Samoa Joe really to do that.
Samoa Joe attacking him or being aligned with the Devil was rather a surprise. I was actually quite shocked at that, considering he hit the Muscle Buster and said, "I did this to you." So you've got...
go ahead.
So you've got MJF walking into the pay-per-view injured. Samoa Joe holding the title above MJF's head, as well as
that's
the Devil,
not a good indicator.
As well as the Devil and the Devil's minions, all on MJF.
Well, if we have another close to New Year's, another miracle, New Year's miracle, Adam Cole will be walking.
You know what I have to think about this ending, Raz? And I hope this soundboard works. I hope I figured it out. Did that work?
Better than it was. It's not giving everyone a migraine.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's a good sign. That's a good sign. But yeah, I didn't like the
Don't play it
ending.
loud. Don't get it loud there. I don't want to break my speakers.
I'm trying to figure out how this thing works. I'm still new to it.
need
But
these
anyway,
special
that's what I
speakers.
thought about the ending. It was not very good. I kind of called it from the get-go that
I think
either MJF or Samoa Joe was going to get attacked by the Minions. And that kind of confirmed it with how much time was left.
I
Yeah,
think
the
it's
time's
good,
really
though,
cut
that
short,
they played
wasn't it?
into the story and that now you've got those titles off of MJF. So clearly now it throws in, is Joe going to win? Because the devil wants to cost MJF everything. Adam Cole is going to help Samoa Joe win the title on Saturday at World's End.
Well,
That's a big call there, Jake.
you have to admit, though, it doesn't look good for MJF Saturday.
No, that's what I mean. Is Joe going to be the winner?
Is
That
better
doesn't-
than you, is better than you, baby, going to be split up by the result of Adam Cole being the devil, if he is in fact the devil.
The devil.
We're
And
going
if he's not the devil,
we're going to have a new AEW champion, guys. I really think Samoa Joe's going to get it.
if he is the devil, or if he's not the devil, then who? Find out on Saturday at AEW World's End,
We hope.
Adam Cole.
which we now move into. We're now moving into our predictions for
Prediction
World's End.
time.
So, no DM, we did not find out who the devil was, but we found out Samoa Joe was working for the devil.
In chat, you're more than welcome to type in your predictions.
Yes, put in your
Yes.
predictions in the chat. We want to see what you guys think's going to happen at World's End. I feel like the new of the three amigos. I'm sorry, ABJ. But anyway,
Okay,
let's go ahead. Raz, you got the card?
we're going to go through the matches one by one.
Here we
Okay.
go.
And I want everybody's predictions, everyone in the chat, anyone who's watching and is allowed to be involved. We'll start with 0 hour. So
Okay.
on 0 hour, which is now, according to Steven, 0 hour and a half,
Yeah.
because it starts at 6:30.
Yeah. Eastern
We're
time,
starting. We'll start the show probably with Hook versus Wheeler Yuta for the FTW Championship.
Wheeler. No. Hook. Hook.
No. It's Hook. It's got to be Hook. It's got to be Hook. Wheeler.
I got that pure title in my head. I forgot it's for the FTW title. It's Hook.
It's gonna have to be Hook. It can't be anybody other than Hook.
I think they pull the ass out of it and give it to Wheeler for the reason of Hook's held it for so long and Wheeler hasn't really won a match.
I enjoy Wheeler Yuta in the ring.
Yeah. Wheeler Yuta has barely won any matches this year. So I think there's a potential here of Wheeler being the winner.
Well, he's been wrestling at that pure title on the Ring of Honor shows.
Yeah.
So that's the only time you see him.
So you guys are saying Hook. I'm saying Wheeler.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Hook.
So hold on, let's get these down because I want to.
Oh, so that's how it. Okay, I've got it now. Yay! I figured it out. Okay, carry on. I'm still new to this voice changer soundboard stuff. Okay, bear with me here, guys. All right. So I think it's gonna be. So everybody except Raz believes it's gonna be Hook that wins it.
So Raz believes it's going to be Yuta.
Raz Yuta, everyone else Hook.
Big Stephen Hunter and
DM
Hook. Okay. Okay. No, not who. Okay. Next match we're going to have is a 20-man battle royal for the number one contendership for the. Oh, Kai chimes in now. Of course, Kai chimes
Kai,
in.
you're late.
Thank you, Kai. Hook just doesn't do much for Kai. Is it because he's not that much of a sad boy, Kai? So next up, we have a 20-man battle royal for the winner getting a TNT title shot. Now, unfortunately, we don't know who the contenders are. However, give me a prediction on who you think could be in the match and who will win it.
This is a tough one.
Saddam Singh. Well,
Yay! I finally got the darn thing working. Now I can work this right. Okay, that's wrong. You're wrong.
well,
DM, no, Jericho's not in the match because Jericho's in another match on the pay-per-view. So if you want me to care about you, give me a fun character, be a little shit, have dope fashion, or be pretty. If you don't mean those requirements, I don't care. Well, shit, why are you watching our show then? Because I don't make any of that.
I kind of want to. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be in the match or not, but I kind of want to see Preston Vance have a shot at it. If I can.
So Hunter says Preston Vance.
well, I got another name for you. Mark Briscoe.
Even says Mark Briscoe.
I don't know. I mean, it might
Or
work.
it could be Daniel Garcia.
Pick one. Pick one of the two.
I know, I'm just thinking wrestlers as I go. Sorry.
Jake DM and Kai. Pick a wrestler that you think is going to be in the 20-man battle royal and could potentially win it.
I'm going to go Garcia if he's in there.
Okay, you're going to go Garcia instead of Briscoe?
I'm picking Garcia. What are you thinking, Hunter?
I'm thinking.
He's already said Preston Vance.
I said Preston Vance. I really kind of. He's been doing so much with his new faction after leaving the Dark Order. I really want to
be a good pick too.
Rush. Yes, Rush from the same faction, but I really want to see Preston Vance have that title shot, have his moment in the sun.
DM says one of the Hardy Boys.
Hell no.
Which I wouldn't be surprised if they're in the match. Jake says Jay Lethal.
Not a bad shout there.
Kai says he thinks it's an unknown is going to win, and then we find out it's Dolph Ziggler's brother. So, what's his name? Nemeth.
Ryan Nemeth.
Ryan Nemeth, yeah.
Who are you saying? Stephen Fun Character, Raz Dope Fashion, Hunter Little Shit. I mean,
No.
where's the prettiness?
Well, Axel, we know who's full of shit.
Oh,
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Damn.
But I'm a fun character, though. I appreciate that.
I think it's going to be. I think like Kai, I think it might be an unknown, but I think it'll be Dolph or Nick Nemeth. So,
or it could be Jack Perry.
Fuck.
Well, we haven't seen him.
Hey, he has a point.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He has a point.
Not fucking wrong. Okay. So now we get to the main card of the show.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's so far we've got everyone else except myself and Kai going for Hook in the Hook versus Wheeler Yuta. And next up we've got the 20-man battle royal where Stevens picked Daniel Garcia,
Yeah.
Hunter's picked Preston Vance, Jake has picked Jay Lethal. DM has picked one of the Hardy Boys. I've picked Dolph Ziggler. And Kai has picked Dolph Ziggler's brother, Ryan. So the main card of the show, we have Andrade El Idolo versus Miro.
I'm picking Miro.
Yeah, I really think it's going to be Miro. CJ Perry's going to have something to do with it. CJ
Depends on the
Perry's going
finger
to
in the
have
hand.
some. Well, she's recovering now, but
Yeah.
somehow I have a feeling that even though she could be an influence in the match, because remember, she's got Miro. Miro is her husband. Then you have Andrade over here, who's essentially, Andrade. She's his valet for the
Well, it
moment.
depends on the pace of the match. To be honest with you.
Kind of could work both ways.
I like Kai's theory. Here's the thing that makes it seem like it's meant to be a surprise, and for a split second, people think it's Ryan is Dolph, only to a huge pop for half a second, and then it turns Ryan into a massive heel. That could work.
But I really think it's going to be Miro that's going to win this match.
Yeah.
Based in part on the fact that I know they didn't bring it into the storyline, but they've got a thing. They're married.
Yeah.
In real life.
Miro
Oh no, the marriage is in the story. The
Oh, it
marriage
is?
in the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Miro.
But Miro hasn't wrestled in a while anyway.
Yeah.
Been a while.
Everyone in the chat, I need your opinions. So Jake says Miro. Kai and DM, I need yours. Axel, you're not playing, so that's a you problem.
Well, dang, son.
He chose not to play, so that's him problem. DM says Miro. I think Kai's going to turn around and say Andrade just to shit everyone else off.
I forgot who's in the match. Miro's opponent is
Andrade El
Andrade
Idolo.
El Idolo.
So it's Charlotte's
husband.
Charlotte's guy or CJ Perry's guy. Take your pick.
Pick your poison.
Waiting on you, Kai. Making us look bad here. We're waiting on you.
I kind of wish I had put the Final Jeopardy music
Well,
into my
yes,
soundboard.
DM. You picked Andrade.
I knew he would do that.
Oh, okay.
I knew he would do that. Sorry, I knew they would do that. I knew Kai would do that. Kai picked Andrade.
Difficult.
Kai picked Andrade because Kai knew that every single one of us except him has picked Miro.
He's got to be different.
Next up, we have the match that was just signed today: Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland.
Swerve.
It's got to be Swerve. Come on, they've already screwed Swerve over in that tournament. Give it Swerve.
Swerve. I agree with you boys there. I agree that we are going to get Swerve taking the win on this one.
They've already screwed him over. He should have had a chance to go for the title, but obviously, they've got to give Mox more work. Give the man a break, for goodness sakes.
Well, another thing that don't rule out, guys, is those. What's this guy's name? Who did Keith Lee wrestle last? The big guy from Ring of
Taylor.
Yeah, him. And Lee Moriarty. I wouldn't rule those two out.
Holy crap, we just got a clean sweep of everyone picking Swerve.
Ta-da!
We just had a clean sweep of everyone picking Swerve. That doesn't happen.
Yes.
But Kai's point here, okay, but
In before Axel comes in and says
Miro to look like shit for his whole run. Do you think he's getting a win on pay-per-view?
Well, the reason why Miro hasn't booked very much is that Miro didn't like how Tony Khan booked him. The reason why he didn't want to. Am I right, Raz?
That's what was said. He wasn't too happy with the booking. He wasn't too happy with his booking, so that's why he hadn't been on TV.
Yeah.
And they weren't. Tony Khan wasn't sure of what to do with him after the Redeemer arc. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Next up, we have the Continental Classic Championship match, which is, as we know, probably going to be a no holds barred, no disqualification, anything goes, barbed wire, glass, bullets to the skull.
Barbed wire exploding death match.
Who do we think it's going to be? Do we think that we're going to see
AEW were smart, if
Moxley
AEW were very smart,
or Eddie?
they put it on Eddie. If AEW were
It's gotta
smart,
be Eddie.
they'd book Eddie to win.
Steven says Eddie.
I'm picking Eddie.
Because if they book Mox to win it, horrible.
Hunter, is your
horrible
prediction a
thing.
bit?
It's Eddie.
Alex,
It's got to be Eddie.
Alex from Twitch has said they're mad about the triple threat. Alex, we agree that the wrong person won on that triple threat.
Yeah.
We think it should have been
Jay White.
Jay White.
I was going to go with Jay White. I would have picked Swerve for number 2 as my second choice.
Kai says the New Japan Strong Champion, and then he says Julia.
Of course.
Kai, you're wrong there because Eddie is the New Japan Strong Champion. Jake says Eddie, so that's a given. We just saw that last week Jay White pinned him clean, so you're not wrong there, Alex. You're not wrong. Why did Jay White pin him clean and couldn't get the win tonight? I mean, obviously, there's a difference in a week, but I think
swear, if they freaking put the belt on Moxley, like you're putting too much work. I know he's been a workhorse, but you got to give the guy a break. He's got a wife at home. He's got a kid. I think Renee's pregnant again with a second child. I don't know if she is or not, but I think she is. I could be wrong.
Actually, I've seen
DM's going against the grain and DM's going Moxley.
Let's hope they don't put the title on him. Let me actually look.
I want it to be Eddie, but I think I'm going to choose Eddie. But the problem I have is that is exactly what Alex said. Stop relying on the same person, which is what they're doing. Kai is reminding Axel that Julia fucking stomped Willow for the New Japan Strong title at every chance. Kai, who is your prediction? Is it going to be Eddie or is it going to be Moxley? And yes, Alex, you're right. They got two guys who have showed up and stepped up as future challengers and champions. Jay White and Swerve have definitely put in the effort. Swerve has won me over in the past few months just because of his work ethic and the way he's just won everyone over with the crowd. Kai says that they care less, and he guesses Eddie. So, Eddie
okay,
Kingston,
so she's not having a second baby, but still, don't put the title on Mox. Let him have a rest. Let him just take some time away, hang out with Renee, hang out with the kid. Let him be a family man for a little bit.
Well, I found out one of Baby J's favorite tag teams, the Iconics, is expecting a second child.
Ooh.
Sean Spears' wife.
Yeah.
Yep. So next match we have at the pay-per-view was originally a tag team title match with Kenny and Jericho taking on Big Bill and Ricky Starks. However, as we know, Kenny is out for an indefinite time at the moment because of diverticulitis. That shit is scary. That shit is not fun to deal with. I've dealt with it myself.
Brock even had it too.
Brock's had it. Thoughts and prayers. I know that that's stupid to say, but thoughts are with Kenny in regards to that because it is not a fun thing to go through. Like, it is definitely something that you don't want to deal with. Gunther's wife is pregnant.
And Jenny.
Yep. According to DM, she just had the baby yesterday, so could be wrong.
Congrats.
There you go. Congratulations to Gunther and on the safe arrival of their child. Yeah, so that originally it was supposed to be the tag team title match. It has now changed to an 8-man tag with Big Bill, Ricky Starks, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Kyle Fletcher versus Sting, Darby Allin, Chris Jericho, and Sammy Guevara. Who do we think is going to win this one?
The Jericho's posse.
It's going to have to be Jericho. I mean, you got Jericho, you got Sammy back together again, you got Sting, and unfortunately, you've got Darby.
But imagine if the swerve. What was the swerve again?
Now, with regards to that, I was expecting them to announce Jericho having a tag team partner. Because obviously we were going to go for the World Tag Team, or we were going to have the tag team titles on the line.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, I was thinking that we were going to get, or what seemed possible from that moment was that, or what everybody thought seemed possible, was that it was Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho teaming up to take on the tag team champions. Once that save was made tonight with Sting and Darby, what changed in my mind was Sting and Jericho going for the tag titles. Something that they've never done before. Those two have never, ever teamed up before.
What are they going to call themselves? The Bat Gods?
The Batman.
Bat God.
The Batman. Not Jake. Axel says Darby turns. This is where Kai drinks the whole lot and plays the modded PS2 game Reroll Tavern. I still need your answer, Kai. I still need who you think is going to win this match.
Jericho's. I picked Jericho's team.
Yeah.
He asks, they ask if neither is an option.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Wake up.
We've got now also a week before we saw MJF confront Swerve, so maybe that's why Swerve lost, to make a potential world title challenger. See, Alex, you are not wrong there. You are not wrong. I see Swerve moving up into that world title contention. I see that Swerve has that potential now. When he first came in, I didn't agree that he could be a world champ or he could be a future person in the company. But over the past few months, he's definitely put in the effort and given me definitely given me things to see and to watch.
Swerve's going to be the AEW champion in 2024.
Call them not letting go of the 80s.
Well played.
You're not wrong. He won't ever vote for Jericho or Darby, so Kai won't ever vote for Jericho or Darby, so that means
Guy's never a big fan of Darby.
I'm going to give Kai the fact that he chose Starks on that match. So we saw him beat Hangman twice and Jay White as well. I feel like all he needs is to beat John and then make him a challenge to MJF. I don't know if you were here earlier when we were doing the Dynamite review, Alex, but I think that Swerve, I think that Joe is going to win the belt at the pay-per-view.
But this will make Swerve stronger, though, because he didn't get pinned.
Yeah. Swerve didn't eat the pin, so he doesn't look like the loser in this.
Yep.
I think that Joe is going to walk out the champion at this pay-per-view. because John is the wall that blocks people from the World Championship. You're onto something there.
Yeah.
You're onto something there, Alex. Could be. Is John Moxley the person that Cody Rhodes was? The person that everybody challenges to get to the next level? Because that's what Cody was. Cody was the guy everybody knew in the company would face Cody, and then they'd step away from Cody and go up or fall down and fall to the wayside and never be seen again.
Mm-hmm.
Not making any assumptions on that.
Good point.
Good
Very
point.
good point.
So next up we have Julia Hart versus Abaddon for the TBS Championship.
Oh, this is going to be a good match. This is going to be a good match. I can feel it. I
Steven
want
says
you.
Julia
I kind of want Abaddon to win. Not gonna lie.
They're setting up Julia versus Thunder Rosa.
So you're saying Hunter's saying Abaddon?
I kind of want Abaddon to win, but somehow I have a feeling that it's going to be Julia Hart retaining.
Okay, choose. Pick one now.
It's gonna have to be Julia Hart.
Yeah, Julia was going to retain. I think they're going to set up her versus Thunder
It doesn't
Rosa.
matter what I want; it's what I think.
Look, I think it's going to be Julia. Jake says it's going to be Julia. Kai says they're going for their fellow Thembo. So Kai says Abaddon.
Kai's picking Julia.
I wouldn't complain if they pulled the trigger. I wouldn't complain if they did put it on Abaddon, because Abaddon's been brilliant over the past few weeks.
Yeah.
In their return. DM says Julia. Okay. So we're all in agreement except for Kai, who says Abaddon.
It'd be cool to see Abaddon win. Don't get me wrong, though, but
I think Julia's got a strong run in her with this title. And I think what they've been doing with her, they're building her and making her stronger. I think eventually what's going to happen is you're going to get Sky Blue versus Julia in a main event match for the TBS title.
Yeah.
Because I think that's what's going to happen. I think they're building Sky Blue to be the big contender that takes Julia down once Julia's dominated everything.
You know, Julia and Sky could be a good tag team.
They do make a brilliant tag team. They really do.
Yeah.
But they also make better enemies.
True. That's definitely true, too.
And you can play with the fact of Sky being the underling, but older than Julia. Because there's a 2-year age difference between the two.
Yeah. They're not, both of them are not even 25 years old.
Yeah. Alex says, I say Julia, then Thunder will be the next challenger. And if Julia retains against Thunder, I see Sky versus Julia and Thunder going after the women's world title, which she never lost, and to do the match that was supposed to happen at against Toni Storm until her injury.
Well, it depends on the they've been booking the TBS title matches on Collision. So
the TBS title's been booked a lot stronger than the women's title, the women's world
Collision,
title.
yeah.
And I get that the women's world title is the main attraction, and I get that it's on Toni Storm, and she's definitely an attraction piece. I think that with regards to this, they're going to make it look very, very interesting. Kai says, okay, but AEW loves that, hey, look at us, we are woke, despite having some horrible scum on their roster. And, you know, they're going to jump on the chance to have Abaddon as the first non-binary person to win a major championship in a promotion. Do you think that they would do that purely for that reason, Kai? Do you really think that they would purely put the title on Abaddon just for that reason? because I don't see that. I wouldn't complain if Abaddon won the belt, but I don't think that AEW would stoop to that level. I see that potentially, what Alex said here, WWE would be guilty of doing something like that. Which is why Tony Storm should lose it against Thunder, because Thunder can put on a match higher.
I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay.
I want them to win because they're amazing, but AEW does shit like that. The thing is, WWE and AEW, or WWE has done things like this before.
Good night, Mom.
Did it with Jinder. Jinder Mahal, first Indian champion.
Mm-hmm.
They did it with the women's tag team championship that they created. They already had a previous women's tag team champion. You know who I'm talking about, don't you, Stephen?
Yeah.
They talk about these firsts. The first black champion being Kofi Kingston, when the first black champion was Ron fucking Simmons in WCW.
Yep.
And yes, you're right, Axel. Jinder is Canadian, but they went with his Indian heritage for the story of the title to make it look good, because they were going into India at the time, the Indian market. That's what they were doing. I can see that more going back to Kai's point. I could see that being something WWE would do purely for the, hey, look at me situation. I don't see it as something AEW would do as a pure look at me. I would see it as AEW doing it to trial it and see how it goes and see where they go from there. Look at the fact that we had technically the first ever transgender women's champion.
Yeah, Nyla Rose.
With Nyla Rose. Like, it wasn't a gimmick of that she was transgender. It was the fact that they wanted her to be seen as a legitimate contender to the belt.
Mm-hmm.
Do I think Nyla Rose sucked at the time? Yes, I do. But Nyla Rose has improved a hell of a lot.
Yeah, but they book her more.
And I thought when they had her being the Lance Archer of the women's division, the one that they trot out to challenge every new champion, that really shit me with Nyla.
Mm-hmm.
But AEW did willingly put the belt on Nyla Rose, not just because she was transgender, because they wanted to have her as the champion. Speaking of Lance, push him. Lance has been working New Japan for a long time and has had a long contract with New Japan. I think he is still over there at the moment, which is why we don't see him as much in AEW.
Yeah. But I do agree, though. Lance Archer can go.
Yeah,
and Kai, thank you for that, because that has opened this discussion up, and I appreciate that, because it's good to have discussion and have people's opinions and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So
Chat's tearing it up.
Yeah. Either AEW needs to do something with him or don't have him. You're not wrong. But the problem is you've got so many big men. How do you use them all?
It's a Tony Khan problem. He's the one blowing the money.
The problem with it is, if you have so many big men, you become WWE.
Yeah,
And
that's not what you want to do.
You become what Vince wanted. Vince wanted big men. He never wanted the small guys.
Believe it or not, he did used to wrestle for WB.
I know. Most notable match for Lance in AEW was for a New Japan title. He fought Moxley for the world title, if I remember correctly. It was one of Moxley's first challenges and first feuds.
He wrestled Heyman a lot for that. What's it?
And Hangman, yeah.
Yeah.
Kai says that they don't hate AEW. There are aspects they really like. However, the faith is in AEW has sunk significantly in recent times. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I completely understand that. And there are times where I'll watch it and it feels like a chore to watch it. But I also enjoy the product more than what I watch when I try to watch WWE.
Since Punk left, you can see AEW was slowly a little bit on the decline. And when Adam Copeland's back slowly back up.
The thing about it is it's not even it wasn't even Punk leaving that took him to the decline, because while Punk was there, they were on the decline on Collision.
Mm-hmm.
Because people just weren't invested in that show.
Oh.
And Punk coming back didn't really help the ratings either.
Oh.
No.
So I think that what's happening backstage and the way the changes are being made backstage, we're seeing an improvement in the product and we're seeing an improvement in the talent that are working. And we're seeing different things from the company. And Tony Khan is no longer hiring just as a friends of the company.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He's hiring as, fuck, we need to make some changes because we need to make sure this business is sustainable.
That's right.
Alex says, now, if Punk was still in AEW, do you think that when he brought his AEW world title, would there been a unification match against MJF? Okay. Alex, thank you for that, because I was going to play that my prediction was that if Punk hadn't gone back to WWE and this had all been a work and Tony Khan had never actually fired Punk, I thought that Punk was going to be playing the devil and screwing MJF out of that title and then setting up a unification match.
I bet that was the original plan, though.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was. I would not be surprised if that had been the original plan. Tony Khan has notepads and he has lines of coke next to those notepads, but he has stuff written down for months in advance. It's not just week by week. He's not tearing up the show week by week. He's got stuff that's planned 6, 8, 10 months in the future.
Yeah.
He said that when he started the company, he knew who the first 4 world champions were. He knew who the first 4 world champions were going to be. And after that, it was going to be, he'll figure out from there how it's going to work, because he'll go with what he gauges from the crowds and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Kai says, right now, MJF and Tony Storm are the only things that can hold Kai's attention. Apart from that, it's just the same thing over and over. I have the same issue with WWE, but right now, AEW holds more guilt.
But Mariah May
is that because you watch AEW more than you do WWE, Kai? What were you going to say, Stephen?
I was going to say, I was going to tell Kai that there's a Mariah May came from Stardom. Not digging her.
I don't know if I knew that Mariah May was there, so
I think she came from Japan. I think.
she did. She came from Stardom.
Yeah.
She was one of the Stardom champions. Where were we on this? We just done the TBS title.
Yeah, we just did a TBS title.
So we've got now the next match is Christian versus Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship.
Shenanigans. I call shenanigans.
Well,
I
it's a
still
no
need a
DQ
winner.
match. It's a no DQ match, so you're gonna expect shenanigans.
Christian.
Still need a winner.
It's gonna have to be Christian because of
It
shenanigans.
has to be. I gotta pick Adam. Adam.
Okay, so Jake picks Adam as well. Alex has picked Adam. DM, I need your answer. Kai, who do you think? Is it going to be Adam or is it going to be Christian?
Jake's picking Adam too.
Yep.
It's unfortunate that I got to go with Christian, but somehow I have a feeling it's going to be a shenanigan-filled match.
DM's picking Adam.
Okay, DM picks Copeland. Cool.
And Kai's picking Christian.
Poor Kai has picked Daddy. Daddy. So I see where you're going with the shenanigans factor there, Hunter. I think we are going to get shenanigans because it is a no DQ match.
Yep.
However, I think Copeland, because of the 20 man rumble or battle royal. Alex says, I feel Christian will finally break his family, and Luchasaurus chokeslams him and then walks out, and then Adam spears Christian for the title.
Could happen.
Is Luchasaurus going to go back to Luchasaurus, or is he going to stay as kill switch?
Lucha Kane.
That monster from about 10 million years ago.
Yeah.
Bring back the reptile tribe from Lucha Underground.
Next up is our AEW Women's World Title match: Riho versus Toni Storm.
It's Toni Storm all the way.
I got to go with Timeless.
Yep. I'm going to go Toni Storm as well. However, I think we're going to possibly get a return. Kai's going Tony.
I think everybody's going to pick Tony.
Jake's gone Tony, and now we're just waiting on DM.
Tony.
It's across the board. Everybody thinks it's going to be Storm. I would not be surprised if we don't get a return, or if we get a return, it's going to be Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter's going to return.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
If we don't, I think Thunder Rosa comes out and challenges as the next contender.
Well, we haven't seen Brett in a while either, too.
Or we get Britt Baker returning to challenge Tony for the title.
That's a good
Or we get a double
one.
Or we get a double return. We get Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter.
I can see Britt coming back to set up the seats for Jamie to return to, when she's ready to come back.
But the problem we have with a double return is one will be diminished by the other.
Yep.
That's a major problem, yeah.
Yeah. Jake reckons we won't see Jamie Hayter until probably February.
That's the reason why I'm aiming towards Brett, because they got till February for Jamie to come back.
So the main event of the show, obviously, is Samoa Joe versus MJF for the AEW World Title.
Oh, Joe, new champion.
Completely, there you go. Completely overshadowed by our truth.
I'm going MJF all the way. I'm going for MJF all the way.
Wow, that's a change of heart from Hunter.
There's also another match that
I thought
mention on
about it.
TV.
As much as I believe Joe is going to win, I'm just like, no, they're going to swerve us. They're going to swerve us at some point.
Who did you think, Stephen?
I'm picking Samoa Joe, but there's another match I'm surprised they didn't mention was FTR versus House of Black. They didn't mention that on TV.
That's because it's not announced. It hasn't been announced yet.
I thought they announced it on Collision.
No, not yet. Jake, DM, Alex, and
Jake's picking Samoa Joe.
Jake's saying Joe because of the cost of Adam Cole. I've said Samoa Joe. I need. DM says Samoa Joe.
Yeah, I think I mean, as much as I think it's going to be Samoa Joe, I'm just like, no, they're going to have to swerve us at some point.
Kai, I need your input. Samoa Joe or MJF? Who do you think's walking out as the AEW World's Champion?
I got another scenario for. What if Wardlow helps MJF?
Alex thinks Joe puts him to sleep, then the lights go off, the devil is in front of MJF, takes off the mask, and then it's Cole.
What if Wardlow helps MJF?
Oh, sorry, Kai, I didn't see that you said Joe. Sorry.
So Wardlow helping MJF?
So for once, Hunter is the odd one out, and everybody else has picked Samoa Joe. Alex says that Wardlow will only help out if he's next. I don't see that happening. I think if Jake is right, MJF taking time off after World's End to have his surgery on his leg, then yeah, we're going to be in for a Samoa Joe run.
Yeah.
So that is that. We have run down the card of World's End and we have made our predictions. We will be back here on Saturday night after
That's
the
right.
pay-per-view.
For the post show
Sunday morning.
You gonna do it for the post show? You gonna do the post show after World's End?
We will do a post show after World's End. We will do a.
All right.
We will
World's
not
End.
watch the media scrum.
No media scrum. We will
In
have
the
the watch
background, we
along.
will have Tony Khan. We will have Tony Khan not blinking for 3 hours while we do a post-show media scrum.
Talks about the same crap for 3 hours.
The
And
only reason
after-
we won't be doing a post-show is if we're too shocked by what has happened on the pay-per-view.
Or the pay-per-view will be at 6:30. It's going to end about midnight.
4-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least it'll probably be about midnight. We won't do it too long. We won't do a super recap of everything. But we might even postpone it for the day. So
Well, it depends on what time it ends.
depending on the time it ends will depend on the time that we start and if we are going to do a full rundown. We may just wait for the next day. But
my
we will
memory's
be
lacking, so I might want to do the.
Yeah. we will be here for a post show. We will try and swing ABJ into it as well.
If he's up to it.
If he's up to it. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been a real pleasure having you all here. If you're wherever you are, click that like button if you've got a like button there. If you don't, you can find me at RazDarkWolf on TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, here on YouTube. You can find Stephen at NomsGiant74, currently only on Instagram, but he's getting there.
Yeah. How I got this name on their Instagram is NO Northern MS Mississippi Giant in 74. It's my birth year.
There you
Well, there
go.
you go.
There you go.
That's
There you
how.
go.
That's the origin story for you, ladies and gents.
In case you're wondering why I named this, there you go.
There you go. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you for showing up, DM. It's really good to have you guys here. It's great to see the chat engagement. And thank you, Alex, for showing up on the Twitch side of things. I don't really use Twitch that much, but it's good to have someone there. Hunter, where can people find you on the net?
On the usual Twitter/X. I don't call it X. Thank you very much. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch, and TikTok. I occasionally post there at times too at HunterDylan95. I'm going to be doing a New Year's stream on Sunday night. I'm going to be ringing in 2024, and if it's okay with everybody, I might jump in the Discord while I'm on stream and have you all on as special guests to help me ring in the new year. That is if I don't have anybody else to show up on. Normally I do it on Tuesdays and Fridays. Friday nights I do it's quiz time. I'm kind of iffy on that because it's quiz time has been causing me problems. So we'll figure something else to do. But yeah, you can find me on all the socials and catch me whenever you can. Also, Logos by Hunter, starting that up again. If you're a wrestler, promoter, promotion, content creator, podcaster, you want a quality logo, hit me up. Affordable prices, quick turnaround.
If you want a logo, just go see Hunter. Yeah, just find Hunter Dylan. Right, you can find him, and he's reasonable with his prices. He's very, very reasonable with his prices.
Yeah, he is.
And does great work. That's it from all of us here at the Raz show. I don't even know what the fuck I call this anymore.
The AEW Dynamite post show.
I call this whatever the fuck it turns out to be at the end of the day.
Raz needs caffeine.
I need more than caffeine. I got to be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So, yeah.
Oi.
You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and the crew
Thank
here.
you for having us, buddy.
Thank you, ABJ, for stopping past as well. You can check out his content in the links below on my YouTube. He'll be one of the
also, if I can.
Let's get him close. Let's get him closer to 1,000 subs on YouTube.
If I mention for a plug for Anthony Blackwell Jr., he has a Tornado Tag podcast tomorrow night.
Anthony Blackwell Jr. has the Tornado Tag podcast tomorrow night, which is it's going to be a prediction show of wrestling in 2024. And yeah, that's been it from us. We appreciate every single one of you. I've been Raz. That's been Steven. That's been Hunter. You have been our audience. We appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so much for coming. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bang.
Bang. Happy New Year.
Yeah.